Today I will be contrasting the philosophy of life between Brett Caston and Dan Virchow.
And Will Ferrell.
Thank you very much for being here. Let's just start out simple. Brett, what does it mean to be alive?
Simply, I think to be alive, I think it just means to make people laugh, sometimes make people cry, and sometimes be a friend.
What about you, Dan? What does it mean to be alive to you?
It means a lot, actually. I remember one day this past summer, I woke up in the middle of the night, and I don't know if I was having a weird dream or what, but I was just happy to be alive. Like, I just looked at my arm and I was like, it's good to have a functioning arm. It's good to be alive. So I don't know if I'm just appreciative of life. I don't really know what it means to be alive.
Very good. Make you go first this time. Dan, in your life, what is the goal?
Honestly, success.
In what forms? I mean, specifically, what would make your life turn out well?
Fame. I just want to be known. I want to be remembered for something and not just pass by just being known in this area by a certain group of people. I want to be widespread, known globally, kind of. It's kind of an arrogant thing, but it's what I want.
What about Brett? What is your goal in life?
You know, I want to have fame, but at the same time, I want the people I know well to remember me.
Just the people you know well?
Anybody who knows me to remember me.
In a good
way.
In a good way.
In a positive way.
Okay. Okay. Brett, you'll go first this time. What does it mean to be moral? How would you explain morality?
You know, quite frankly, I don't know.
Oh. Well, what in your life makes you act the way you do?
The way my parents raised me. That's basically how I got my morals. It's pretty plain and simple and pretty gay, pretty Midwestern, but as it sounds, that's how I got my morals.
What about you, Dan? Where do you get your moral base?
For myself, from within. I don't really know. I haven't really been influenced by any people in my life because I lived out in the boonies and I was alone for about 90% of my life until I was 18 years old. So I kind of just molded into my own person.
Okay. All right. Very good. Dan? Is there a God?
No.
And can I ask you, how do you know this?
Well, because I don't believe in fairy tales.
Specifically, though, I mean, what has driven you away from that belief? Or was that belief never there?
Honestly, a belief never was fully there. Growing up, like in Sunday school, I was always the one that would ask, like, how come these magical things don't happen today? How come no one can go up to water and just part it? And, you know, why? It was all just ridiculous. And I think if you just sit down and just think about it deep, like all the things you hear in church or read in the Bible, how just ridiculous it all seems once you just evaluate it in your head.
I have a great question for you. I'll come back.
All right.
Brett, do you believe in God? Or, no, let me put it a different way. Is there a God?
I don't know, quite frankly.
Let me say this.
Never really thought about it.
Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, okay, back to you, Dan.
If there is a God, I don't think it's this loving, compassionate figure everyone plays it out to be, because that doesn't make any sense. But that's just if there is. I just think it's not someone who's watching over everything everybody does.
That brings me to my next question. If you believe there is no God, how were we created?
I don't know.
Okay. No
I,
idea?
I don't really know, but I definitely don't attribute it to a god.
Okay, I understand. Brett, for something you don't know if there is a God. Do you have any certain beliefs on how humans came to exist, or the world for that matter, or anything? How did anything come to exist? Do you have any ideas?
You know, I'm pretty uncertain about everything. I'm just a regular old Lutheran who listens to whatever the pastor says and goes with it. And pretty much, probably not a lot of help on this philosophy thing.
No, that's just fine. You can bring any type
And,
of religion into philosophy.
And, you know, we got not really sure how we got here, but I've learned a lot about Australopithecus afarensis this year.
How to pronounce it? That's what you learn.
Well, it's hard to pronounce. It's even hard to spell. But you know, I think definitely Lucy just could have kept on evolving into us. You know, that could.
So you believe in evolution?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe some sort of evolution did take place too, but I don't have really any idea how everything started.
The Big Bang. You don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
The Big Bang Theory. It's a TV show.
Okay. I'll ask Brett first this time. What do you think happens when you die?